What keeps me up at night is I actually sleep very well, but if anything I would be concerned with or that keeps my mind going is how do we keep our teams on top? How do we keep our teams inspired? How do we actually I don't really want just motivated employees, I want passionate employees. How do I stay my team passionate and focused on the things, and how do I make them collaborate in the greatest degree possible without me having to be there interacting? I believe that's the foundation to have really, really satisfied customers. It's hard to have customers that love the company unless you have people that start loving it first. The way I make people love the company, I think most people want to be involved, they want to be included, they want to be part of something, I believe that people come to work because they want to be successful. I believe that most people that look at the company's greatest interest. In general, I think that what actually motivates people is the ability to be part of something, to be able to be part of something bigger than just doing the tasks, but also being able to learn something new every day. I believe curiosity is something that's extremely important that we need to foster and that we need to constantly emphasize and let people find more about. It's like kids. Kids are extremely curious. For some reason, when we grow up, we stop being curious and believe that we're supposed to have all the answers. I don't believe that anyone have all the answers, and I don't want my teams or any teams I work with to feel that they have to have all the answers. I want them to stay curious. I want them to try to figure out. I want them to say that I don't know, but I will figure it out. In an all digitalized world, we have so much information. There's an overflow of information. We all talk about big data. We talk about what we're going to do with the data. We have to gather it, but I think it's more focused on gathering the data. The key is actually how do we use the data. We are beyond the point where the individuals could gather the data, sum it up on a piece of paper, Excel sheets, or whatever it is, and we have to use the system, the technology, to get not just for having be able to handle data, but actually having the people focusing their energy on the right things, not focusing on gathering the data, but really analyzing data. The complexity is really analyzing data. It's not so much about finding the data and storing it, it's really using it. When I meet customers, all of them kind of want these, they feel that, and also when I was a customer before I moved over to becoming a forwarder, or in the forwarding industry, I expected the companies to, you know so much about my business, you have all of the information, use it. Where do you want me to optimize? How can I optimize? What can I do better? So my customers and our customers, they expect us to use all the data that we have around themselves, their business, and use that to find insight and drive insight. I believe that relations is key in driving sales, but I think we are beyond also the point of relations solely drives sales. I believe very much in insight sales. In order to drive insight, you need data. So I think the combination of technology and people. We're going to have more and more technology, but I don't believe in all AI environment where people are going to be obsolete. I still believe a lot in that the combination of people, especially in creating customer excellence and really creating customer intimacy. As a customer, I want to have it now. I want the information now. I don't want it tomorrow or next week. That's where technology comes in. But you still need an individual to deal with. So I believe that the touch between the technology and the people, the ones who best bridge that, those are the winners of tomorrow. The trends I see going on in the industry. We have a consolidation trend, obviously. There are fewer and fewer carriers. I also believe that we have a sort of a regionalization trend where supply chain costs per capita is actually going down. But also from a supply chain network standpoint, you can as well produce your stuff or products in a local area, in a regional area, versus taking it from far, far away. We used to have a trend where we sent everything over to Asia and then we took it back. I think we're going to see a greater level of regionalization from a supply chain standpoint and how companies are setting up supply chain, also very much from a resilience standpoint to mitigate the risk aspect of it. All of us, every company wants to reduce the capital tied. Everybody's focusing on the balance sheet. Everybody's also focusing on the income statement, of course. So I don't believe that the costs are going to come up or the price are going to come up. Costs are continue being pushed down, and it's going to be continued pushed back in the supply chain. So from a supply chain standpoint, all of us operate the supply chain, we have to figure out how do we increase our value, how do we move upstream or downstream, and also believe that customers want to work with fewer vendors. They want to have more end-to-end vendors to the greatest degree possible. I don't think they want one global vendor. I haven't met many of those customers, and I didn't want it when I was a customer. You want to have some sort of a balance, but you want to have a few. You want to have a few that you work with, and most want to have some sort of a long-term vendors, have long-term relationships, and so do I. I mean, I'm not after transactional customers, I'm after long-term customers where actually I as a supplier can take a loss because it's good for the greater, and I also want to, it can be mutual interest, it's a mutual investment. And that's basically also where we have a chance to learn more about the customer. My team can learn more about the customer, and if we learn more about the customer and have more data about the customer, we can actually drive insight. We can help the customers optimize the supply chains.